Teach Plus is a national teacher leadership nonprofit who works with effective and engaged teachers to take ownership over key policy and practice issues that impact their students. I joined Teach Plus in 2018 as a policy fellow, and very quickly I realized that this work really aligned with the work that I was doing for my entire career. Teach Plus's values, Teach Plus's mission, and the work that they do putting teachers proximate to decision makers and letting them make impact for their students really resonated with me. So sooner than later, I joined the team, and I've been here for 5 years now. Yeah, well, I mean, we train up teachers in policy advocacy, research, communication skills, and then we put them in front of decision makers such that they can give key information to policymakers, to decision makers, and they can make impact and change for their students. We believe that teachers are the experts in the room, and it's important to make sure that they have the skills to be leaders, both in their local community and at the state level. Our goal is really catalytic leadership for teachers, such that they can learn the skills to show that they are leaders in their district and they can stay in the classroom. This allows for teachers to have a really unique experience where they can stay in the classroom and they can make impact for their students and other teachers in their building. Teach Plus Texas works with effective and engaged teachers, but the real beneficiary of our work are the students in those teachers' classrooms. We believe that if we can train teachers up on policy advocacy, put them proximate to leaders, that they will then be able to take leadership positions over key policy and practice issues that affect both their campus, their district, and the state. Some of the challenges in this work are the fact that our teachers and Teach Plus as a whole can't really dictate what happens in education in each city, locality, and state. So we really do give teachers the skills and the tools to be solutions oriented, and we give them some agency in a system that really sometimes shuns their voice. So teachers oftentimes believe that I'm just a teacher, I'm in the classroom and this is the only thing that I can impact. Well, our policy fellowships makes it such that they can really see the big picture, they have conversations with all of the different stakeholders, and they really co-create the future and come up with solutions that impact their students, the profession, and their local communities. Some of the most important education issues in Texas now revolve around teachers. When you think about teacher pipeline, teacher vacancies, and educator diversity, all these issues impact both teachers and their students. These are issues that we work on passionately every day alongside our teachers. Local knowledge and local understanding in education is key. The Houston Policy Fellowship does just that. We are working with a group of teachers and administrators from Houston, by Houston, and of Houston. They know best the issues that impact the teachers, students, parents, and districts in this city. We believe that these teachers can help us surface regionally specific education issues that ultimately may one day become state level policy. I'm in this fight because education has been my life's work. I'm a first generation college student. I was the first person in my family to go to the University of Texas at Austin on a full scholarship. I was given opportunities that others around me were not given. And now I see it as my goal, my job, my duty to make sure that I can impact students and teachers around the state, frankly, to help people have options and opportunity to live a happy life. Education is one of the few endeavors that can really change your course or your path in life. Educational attainment impacts families, and that's why I do this work every day. I've worked in education for 30 years, and it's been a labor of love, and I plan to continue working in education until I can't do it anymore. Well, I don't know if I would say I was so successful, but one thing that I know is that education is the people business. Without teachers, there's no program. Without kids, there's no program. This business, this work is all about making relationships with people, finding out what they value, and then trying to co-create the future together to make sure that we can come up with solutions to the issues that vex our community. Teacher voice is so important because most teachers don't realize that they have a voice. You know the old saying, hey, use your teacher voice and the students will listen to you? Well, frankly, if teachers use their teacher voice in publications, in earned media, giving legislative testimony, then the other folks will listen as well. Teacher voice is powerful, and we just need to make sure that teachers understand how powerful their voice is, and once they raise that teacher voice, people will listen, and change will happen. I hope teachers in our programs accomplish exactly what they got into the program to accomplish. So for some people that may be state level impact or change, for others that may be change or impact on their campus or in their classroom. But what I hope beyond everything is that we train up teachers and give them a set of skills, a set of transferable skills that are going to be with them such that they can advocate for their students, they can advocate outside of their classroom, Really, we want these teachers to use the skills that we provide them to be better citizens of the world. And I think the communication, research, policy and advocacy skills that we help provide for teachers does just that. Kevin Melanson, Teach Plus Texas Executive Director.
Well, educational policy holds significance for me because it provides a platform for me to directly impact the educational system in my community. You know, our fellows understand the unique challenges and opportunities that their students and families face in their communities, and tapping into that knowledge that they have about those communities allows us to engage our fellows as partners in the policymaking process. Bringing together our teachers and administrators creates a more holistic approach to policy development. Teachers have the classroom experience, the classroom knowledge. They know what's happening in that level, and our administrators have the system level. They know the budget restraints and all of those things that impact decision making, and bringing them together provides a space where we could tap into both of those modes to ensure that the needs are being met across the board. One way that we support our fellows is by providing them with the tools and resources that they need to succeed. We do a lot of skill building. One of my favorite skills to build with our fellows is storytelling. Once our fellows understand how to convey their experiences and their message to a diverse audience with policymakers, they can extend the reach that they have in their communities and beyond. My name is Kamisha McNeil, and I'm the Houston Policy Fellowship Facilitator.
Teach Plus is an organization that empowers teachers like me to drive change in our current educational system while remaining in the classroom. I believe real change starts at the grassroots level. As a teacher on a disciplinary campus, I witnessed firsthand the challenges and opportunities facing our education system, and I am deeply committed to ensuring every student that crosses my threshold has access to high quality education. So participating in this policy fellowship has allowed me to advocate for the needs of my students and colleagues, amplifying their voices and experiences in decision-making processes by staying engaged in policy discussion and working towards inclusive learning environments. I also recognize the interconnectedness between policy decisions and classroom practices. I can help create environments that support effective teaching and learning, fostering my students' growth and success. My advocacy project revolves around restructuring the referrals to the Disciplinary Alternative Education Program because I firmly believe in the power of proactive, supportive, and restorative approaches to student discipline. Traditional disciplinary measures often result in the removal of students from their learning environments, which can exacerbate underlying issues and hinder academic progress. By focusing on restructuring referrals to DAP, I aim to create a more equitable and effective disciplinary system that prioritizes student support and growth. Rather than solely relying on punitive measures, my long-term goal is to implement a multi-tiered approach that addresses the root causes of behavior while providing students with the necessary resources and interventions to succeed. I believe that every student deserves the opportunity to learn from their mistakes and grow as individuals. So restructuring referrals to the DAP aligns with my broader commitment to equity and social justice in education. Research has shown that students from marginalized backgrounds are disproportionately impacted by exclusionary discipline practices. By addressing disparities in disciplinary outcomes and ensuring that all students have access to fair and supportive disciplinary procedures, we can create a more inclusive and just learning environment for everyone. By implementing alternative disciplinary strategies such as restorative justice practices, social-emotional learning initiatives, and personalized interventions, we can create a school culture that fosters accountability, empathy, and relationships while also continuing to drive high-quality instruction. Ultimately, my passion for referrals to DAP stems from a deep-seated belief and in the transformative power of education and the importance of creating schools that nurture the holistic development of every student. Through this work, I hope to improve opportunities for my students as well as all students in Houston. The diversity of ideas within our combined fellowship provides a wealth of perspectives and insights that challenge my thinking and broaden my understanding of education and policy. Being surrounded by like-minded educators provides a wealth of perspectives and insights that challenge my thinking and broaden my understanding of how policy has shaped our educational institution. Engaging in collaborative discussions with educators who bring different experiences, expertise, and perspectives to the table encourages me to step outside of my comfort zone, question assumptions, and consider new possibilities for advocating for policy change. The combined cohort allows us to leverage our collective strengths and resources to address these complex policy and educational issues that are facing our schools and our communities. Knowing that I am a part of a community of individuals who are equally committed to making a positive impact on teachers and students gives me a sense of solidarity and motivation to push boundaries and explore innovative approaches to enacting change not only in my district but other districts as well. Teach Plus has taught me invaluable lessons about leadership, particularly in the realm of education where the impact on student lives is profound and far-reaching. Through my involvement with Teach Plus, I've come to understand that effective leadership in education is not about wielding authority or making unilateral decisions, but rather about empowering others, fostering collaboration, building relationships, and advocating for meaningful change. I've learned that effective leadership in education often requires working collaboratively with a wide range of stakeholders, such as teachers, administrators, policymakers, parents, and community members. As a leader, I aim to leverage a collective influence of forged alliances and relationships to advocate will support student success and advance that educational equity. Through these forged relationships, I've been able to advocate for my students and families within the judicial system and resources through various community relationships. Teach Plus has also helped me to teach my students how to advocate for themselves and become active participants in their own learning journey. Upon the training I received, I've been able to foster a culture of student voice and agency in the classroom. I've seen my students develop the confidence, critical thinking skills, and communication abilities needed to express their opinions in a positive manner and advocate for changes in their school and community. One of my students was asked to sit on a student panel with the superintendent as a representative from DAP. She was able to tell her own story and she was immediately recognized as a student of change. This shed a very positive light on the work that we do. Monica Hill, I am a science department instructional chair. I am also a Houston Policy Fellow as well as a digital instructional specialist. And I'm also a community advocate as part of the Junior League of the Woodlands.
I joined Teach Plus to see a change in fine arts education standards and how fine arts teachers are perceived. When I entered into this career, I lacked knowledge about the unavailability of fine arts programs in schools worldwide. I received my education in a district that valued fine arts education, so it was difficult to learn that some students didn't have access to those programs, and I wanted to do something about it. My advocacy project addresses the need for additional financial support to fine arts programs and educators. I am working on a fine arts teacher mentorship program within my district that will equip incoming and struggling fine arts teachers with the resources necessary to thrive in our district. I'm also focusing on TIA implementation for the art of thinking and fine arts educators. Our district is not currently involved in TIA, but I believe it is important to be prepared for when it is implemented. Through this work, I hope to provide students in Houston with a well-rounded and fulfilling fine arts experience. A lot of students do not have access to see things outside of their bubble. Fine arts programs provide students with the opportunity to experience a culture they wouldn't otherwise know. There are so many opportunities in Houston to see and explore local artistry. Our students deserve that experience and high-quality fine arts teachers. It is an amazing experience to be surrounded by like-minded individuals. Although we are on very different paths when it comes to advocacy, I appreciate the work that everyone is doing. I love that I can learn about other important issues that exist within education and provide guidance and feedback from a different lens. I appreciate the feedback I receive for my advocacy plan and the solutions provided to assist in creating the change I would like to see. Being a teacher leader is about making tough decisions while recognizing various points of views. As a leader, it is important to welcome feedback from all stakeholders. Sometimes we can only see things from our perspective, but if we listen to our communities, we can truly establish a system that is best for kids. Paris Kent, Fine Arts Dance Teacher and Houston Policy Fellow.